What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. Guys, today we're coming to you with a video about the Link Vrains Pack 2 archetypes. Alright, few days ago, somebody posted up an unconfirmed rumor list. Now, even though it's not confirmed, there's probably a lot of the stuff that's on this list probably isn't going to turn around and make it into the actual set. I thought it'd be a nice thing to turn around and take a look at what archetypes on this list could potentially make it into the set, and some other archetypes that were not on the list, my personal choices, that could be added in their place. Okay, so first thing I'm going to turn around and do is when I first saw this list, the first thing that actually came up to my attention right here is the Phantom Knights. Alright, this archetype really popped out on me because I know we're going to be getting a Link Monster in the Legendary Heroes deck come October. I think it was the 5th and the 6th or something like that. With that being said, the first question that popped in my head is that Link Monster we're getting in the Legendary Heroes deck going to be the same one as the one that's going to be in Link Vrains 2? If that's the case, that means we're actually going to be getting the card almost 2 months ahead of schedule of the OCG. Pretty cool. Alright. Speedroid is another deck that actually turns around and needs a Link Monster. It's a synchro-centric deck. It can put a lot of monsters onto the field. It can even exceed with the attacking board engine. To be honest, it needs it. It definitely needs at least a Link 2 monster on the field. Give it. And of course, Predaplant's another thing. It's a fusion-based archetype. It needs because of Master Rule 4, you're only allowed to have one fusion monster on the field, so it needs a Link to get multiple monsters on the field. Whether this be a Link 2 or a higher Link, not sure. But the thing about it is that these three archetypes in particular, these three are all attached to the alternate forms of the protagonist of the Arc V anime. So you have Yugo with the Phantom Knight, Yugo with the Speedroids, Judo with the Phantom Knights, and Yuri with the Predaplants. If you're going to give those three guys Link Monsters, you need to give Yuya a Link Monster. And Odd Eyes would be perfect for this set. Especially considering that the deck lost Performer Prowl Joker, we can actually have a card effect that can help search, or at least regulate what's going on. My personal theory is that you can target a face-up Odd Eyes monster in your extra deck and swap it with an Odd Eyes monster in your hand, or swap it with another Odd Eyes monster in your deck. I think that might be something worth using in that particular deck. Helps control what you can get onto the field, and it helps set up your plays. I mean, the deck does need that little help with Performer Prowl Skull Crobat Joker. Excuse me about that. Being banned. Alright. Going down. DD definitely is a Link Monster. I mean, with the way that can just drive fusions and synchros and exceeds in one particular turn, it's going to need at least a Link 3. Abyss Actor is another. We just got a whole bunch of support in, I think, Battle of Light's Revenge, I think. That was the set that it came in. I know we got a whole bunch of support for that archetype. So, yeah, definitely in a Link. Going more the 5Ds era, Red Dragon Archerine. Well, considering that Yusei got his Junk Link, I can definitely see something that can support either Red Dragon Archerine or the Resonator engine for Jack Atlas. And going off of that, we have definitely we need a Blackwing Link. I'm seeing it as a Link 2 with maybe two different effects. One is a quick effect that allows you to excel synchro with the things it points to, as long as one of them is a tuner and stuff like that. Pretty good. The other one is that the other effect would be a level modulation effect, where you could basically, if it's pointed towards a tuner, you could target another non-tuner Blackwing monster on your field, and then modulate the level modulate the level of the non-tuner Blackwing by the level of the tuner monster that the Link points to. I think that would actually be very useful. You don't have to do it by the full level. You could just do maybe like up to the maximum level of the tuner. I think that would actually work better for certain plays. Infernity, definitely, I could definitely see this deck getting, like, it was very competitive back in the day. I know a lot of people speculate that, oh, Konami doesn't want Infinities to be good. They don't have to make this Link good. They just have to make a Link. That's all I'm saying. If I were to gather effect, maybe Link 2, maybe something like, instead of your draw phase, you send an Infinity card from your deck to your graveyard. I mean, I don't think that will break the deck, but it'll at least help maintain your empty hand strategy once it gets going. TG is another deck. It's another synchro deck. It's a cell synchro. Definitely something I want to see come out. Chronomaly, that is definitely a archetype that needs a Link. I know it doesn't have as many Xyz monsters as I think it should, but the deck does have a lot of stuff in it, and I would like to see that deck be playable. Even if it's maybe for casuals or something like a local level. Okay, next one I'm going to talk about here on the list is Shark. The primary reason why I'm going to turn around and say Shark could get a Link monster is basically because last year we had both Duelist Saga and then we had the Megaton. Duelist Saga, we got a whole bunch of new cards of the Shark type, and in the Megatons, we also got that new number card that was also part of the Shark archetype. So, having a Shark Link really isn't that bad of an idea. I mean, it won't make it uber competitive, but at least it'll put that deck at least up a few notches. Alright. Dragoonity is the next one right here on the list. To be very honest, Dragoonity just got a whole bunch of new support in Cybernetic Horizon, so there's no reason why not to give him a Link. Yang Zing, oh yes, definitely, yes. The deck needs something to replace Denlong. Basically, pop a Yang Zing, search a Yang Zing Spell Trap, make it once per turn, done. Move on. The Tellarknight archetype, you know what? I definitely would like to see a Link monster appear. Especially if we can help get the deck going. Maybe give it an extra normal summon. Or maybe a special summon from the hand. Something to help the deck get going even faster. True Draco, I know that sounds weird. True Dracos don't really extend into the extra deck much. Considering that it's mostly an anti-meta type of deck right now. But I can actually see this card being made. It could be a Link 2, arrows pointing up and down. And the cool thing about it is that you can then turn around and tribute a face-up monster or a face-up continuous spell or a face-up continuous spell track card in your field to tribute summon a true Draco or a true King monster from your graveyard. I think that would actually give the deck a little something extra. I'm not saying making it a quick effect, I'm just saying, but allowing the players to be able to tribute summon out of their monster from out of their graveyard by using monsters in the same column as this Link wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, just think about it. You get two True Draco monsters on the field, you Link summon the new monster, and then if your opponent happens to have a monster in the same column, tribute that monster, and you basically can get one of your tributed monsters back, and it's going to have its effect. To me, definitely it's going to be a once per turn effect, hard once per turn, but definitely yes, I would love to turn around and see something like that added to True Dragos. I mean, special summoning from the graveyard using True King's Return is cool and all, it gives you tribute fodder, but the monsters don't get their effects because they're not tribute summoned. This will allow you to get your monsters back from the graveyard and at least get their effects. So I think a True Draco Link would make sense. Alright. Now, I already mentioned Odd Eyes being one of the archetypes I would love to turn around and see in this. Another one, a Morphage. The primary reason why I'm saying a Morphage is that we didn't get any other support for that archetype outside the initial set that was released. And that just royally sucked. A Morphage is one of the best stun Pendulum decks that are out there. Don't believe me? Check out my Morphage deck profile video. Judge for yourself. But I definitely would love to see a Link to a Morphage monster just come out. I know Pendulum decks have access to Electromite, and it does a whole lot for the decks. I'm just saying not to make it uber broken like Electromite. I'm just saying something to help the deck. Not be like uber good, but just help it get that little extra edge of consistency. I definitely one effect I would love to see on that Morphage Link. For one thing, is a Link to bottom left and right arrows. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if you have an Morphage monster in your Pendulum scale, special summon an Morphage token for each one. So the maximum number of tokens you can get is 2, because you have 2. However, there will be another effect added onto it. Tokens special summoned by this card effect are destroyed at the start of main phase 1, which means you're not going to be using those tokens for Link summoning and Link spam. You're going to be using those tokens primarily just for tributes to maintain the scales. I mean, I think that adds just a little bit better consistency to the deck, because having 2 scales on the field means you have to give up 2 monsters during your standby phase, and you need to maintain field presence to really get the most out of this deck. By having a token generator Link monster, and this special summoning tokens based on the number of Morphage cards you have in your Pendulum scales, it's just giving you tribute fodder, so you can just turn around and maintain your scales. I mean, I happen to like that idea. It doesn't add too much to the deck, and it doesn't break the deck either. Okay. Well, if we have Konami on this list right here, Gimmick Puppet is another deck that I strongly suggest that should have a Link monster attached to it. I mean, to be honest, there's a ton of monsters, extra deck monsters. I think they're all numbers that could be summoned. It needs the extra monster zones. I mean, maybe something that can help special summon monsters out a little bit more. An effect that can special summon gimmick puppet monsters a little bit quicker out of your hand, just to give the deck a little bit more speed and consistency. I mean, I'm not looking to break decks. I'm just looking to make them a little bit more consistent, to make them a little bit more fun to play and up to date to the current meta standards. Of course, 6 Sam should have a Link monster. I'm thinking it's going to be in line with the new Secret 6 Sam subs. This way, if it ever hits the graveyard, you have its protection effects similar to the Fusion. So, there's that. Will it have a quick effect? I don't know. I mean, if it's a Secret 6 Samurai, I definitely want that graveyard effect, but if they don't want to put the Secret 6 Samurai onto it, then it's going to have something related to Gateway, so you can search it out. Yeah, maybe putting counters on that, on that 6 Samurai Link monster, and then once you have maybe like 6 counters on it, tribute the monster with the 6 counters, and you get Gateway and you can activate Gateway from your field, from your deck to your field. I mean, or your deck or graveyard to the field. I mean, that would be cool. Last but not least, the one archetype I definitely want to see a Link monster is Mecha Phantom Beast. The only thing about it is that if they ever do make a Link monster for that archetype, that monster has to be godly. I mean, its effects have to be godly. That deck needs all the goddamn help it can get. And just having a Link monster with godly effects would make the deck so much better. I know a lot of people are playing around with certain Mecha Phantom Beast monsters because they can generate tokens. I know Tetherwolf has basically popped up in a few decks. I've seen Orion pop up in a few decks as well. So it's there to help with Link, so making the Link wouldn't be that hard if it was a Link 2. Let's see it, but like I said, the effects need to be godly. Maybe some extra support thrown along this way. I mean, after the TCG Konami's done with supporting Noble Knights, maybe they might want to turn around and take a look at some of the other archetypes that were put out in some of the core sets. Mecha Phantom Beast being one. Somehow it always gets an extra card here and there. Maybe throw some support this way. I know the deck could use some more spell or even trap support that can actually help the deck get going. But that's just my opinions. Guys, that's what I want to see in Link Vrains Pack 2 for the OCG. The set's going to be dropping at the end of November in the OCG, so we have a lot of time before they start leaking stuff. Guys, let me know what type of archetypes you want to turn around and see in this set. Was it some of the stuff that I didn't mention? Perform Mage, Melodious, Lunalight, maybe Gagaga, or some sort of Automatopoeia or number type of Link Master, the Constellation Link Master. Guys, or if there are archetypes that you want to see Link Masters for, guys, let me know in the bottom. I would love to turn around and hear your ideas of what archetypes. Maybe even turn around, shoot me an idea of what the monster might and its effects might be. So guys, until next time, peace out.